Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live with Kai, the Vibe with Kai. This is Kyrus Has Friends, and I am sitting here with my good friend Joe Atang. Yes, yes, sir, it is happening. He is here right now. But before we get to him, if you are interested in anything that you're watching today, please be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram at the Vibe with Kai. You can also follow me on Snapchat and on TikTok at Kyrus Keenan. And if you want, you can visit my website at thevibewithkai.com. I'm always putting out videos and blogs and all types of stuff that'll make you live good, be good, do good, and live a good life full of good vibes and all of that jazz. And if you go to my website right now, you can get your Vibe with Kai merchandise 15% off. Do it right now. You're not going to regret it. But enough about me and my nonsense. I'm sitting here with the man, the one and only Joe Atang, influencer, give her a free hugs, give her a positive energy and good vibes. Man, Joe, you are probably one of the most positive people I have ever met, and that's saying a lot coming from me because I'm all about that good those good vibes.
Yeah,
and positive energy.
you're all positive vibes. So,
But dude, man, you have taken it up to a next level, and you have inspired so many people. But before we get to all of that, let me just ask you, quarantine. How are you holding up during quarantine right
what's a good interview without a microphone? I know, I know you're in the karaoke, so I had to make sure I was present with the mic. But I knew you'd appreciate that. I knew you'd appreciate that. No, quarantine, we're good, man. Just prior to COVID, Courtney and I had twins, and so we've been at home. We've been quarantined already, so just trying to stay healthy, stay out of the way, and keep the vibes up.
Right, man. Now, is it hard raising a family, like a new family, to say, during quarantine? Is it hard?
It's man, that is an overwhelming question. The answer to that, Kai, is I think there's rewards with anything. There's rewards and there's challenges, right? And I think the biggest challenge for me is because I am like so ambitious and I have like my projects and things I want to do, having this time to put that aside and focus on my family. Right. I think it's rewarding, but then it's also challenging because I want to do those things. Like I want to go out and meet as many people as I can, but I'm limited to time. So I think that's the biggest challenge for me. But when it comes to just being with the family, I love it.
Right. Yeah. It's funny that you bring up, working on like your ambition and working on your project, because I feel like you and I are very similar in that manner.
Super similar, man.
Like legit, that we, because I'm pretty sure we're the same, like around the same age as well. I'm 33.
33, bro.
Look at that. I love it. So like,
there you go, folks.
Man, we're very similar in that effect that we get these like dreams and these goals, and we're like, we're gonna do whatever we can to not only lift ourselves up, but like lift up the people around us. Yeah. So 100%. I was joking with you before we started rolling today that some of your followers, they were in on one of my lives. They call themselves the Atang Gang, right? Which I'm going to get to in a little bit because I love them. I love them to death. But I asked them if they had any questions for you. So, and one of the questions that they had for you is a question that I have for you, which is how do you find that balance, right, between your dreams, your ambitions, because you're shooting for the stars here. A lot of us are. How do you find the balance between work, family life, and your dreams and ambitions? How do you find that balance?
I have to give the credit to, by the way, I love the Atang Gang for this question, and I love you for this question as well, because you're making me think, right? And the first place I go is like just being grateful for my parents. I made several videos and pieces of content saying that, my parents came from Cameroon, which is a West African country, and they came to America back in the 70s, early 80s. Okay. And they've been grinding since then, right? Starting from zero, trying to build a career, and they've done an amazing job because they put us through college, and just let us live our dreams. And so for me, I think I find the balance through just naturally in my DNA, I'm a workaholic, I guess.
Right.
You know, lack of better terms. Like I like to work. I like to do things.
Right.
I like to be productive. But over the last, year or two, I think I found my happy place. Like,
right.
And I'm not trying to sound like quirky or weird about it, but it's funny. I think when you discover like who you really are, and
Yes.
you accept that, and you're not worried about what people think about you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a happiness in there, and I think balance comes from being happy, right? And doing what makes you happy. And I'm literally right now sitting here today, just the happiest I can be. And if I was to leave Earth today, like I'd be okay with it. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's important, to find that happiness, because I'm in a similar boat where I feel pretty nice where I am right now. I want to do more and I want to be more. But I feel if things were to just change like that today, I can say that I lived a good life with good friends, good family, and all of that. I do want to talk about the Atang Gang, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like they are legit. They are ride or die for Joe Atang, and it all started up from TikTok, right? Were you always on TikTok? Like, when did you get a TikTok?
So I actually was on TikTok before it was called TikTok, when it was Musical.ly.
Musical.ly, yeah.
And I got on due to my cousins and due to Gary Vee. But during that time, I feel like it was a couple years ago, maybe, I was just on it just to kind of explore and see what was going on. But the first things that were going through my mind at the time was like, hell no, this is not for me. I can't fit into this kind of content. But I actually started making true content on TikTok in February, just the beginning of February.
Mm-hmm. And it's taken off, and you have like a following now. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what Joe does, like, I'll go live like once a week, maybe twice if I'm up for it. Joe goes live every single day on TikTok. And the cool thing is that it's not just like him just like, hi, I'm Joe, look at me. Like, it's like you like to connect with people and talk to them. What is that like to hear people's stories just from all over the world that you connected with and talked with? What's it like to hear their stories every day?
It's amazing. First of all, like it's cool. I love people, so hearing the different backgrounds where people are from, like that stuff, like lights me up. The Atang Gang coined this term for me, PhD. It gives me passionate, hyperactive determination. But just talking to people fuels me, because I always say that, like, even yourself, Kai, like, you don't even realize how I think about you, but like, people are talented in so many ways. Like, you're so, in my mind, I'm like, you're so much more talented than me that you don't even know. You know what I mean? And that's just why I appreciate people so much, because I'm like, guys, you guys are so gifted. And so being able to hear your stories and hearing, what you're going through, or hear what you've overcome, just lights me up, because it just gives me inspiration to try to live my best life, right? So that's awesome to do. And honestly, the whole virtual hug stuff was an accident, to be honest with you. Like, I knew once I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, I would be able to go live. Right. And my whole objective was to literally call people and just talk. But I think I blurted out like virtual hug on one of my lives, and like people ate it up. And I was like, okay, well, we're about to make this happen then. And it's taken off ever since. So
and I think the best part about all of this is, obviously, like, you have your following, they're all like Joe Atang and all that. That's cool, like, yay. But the other cool part is that the Atang Gang members, we're all like friends with each other now, because of you, right? And like, you have created this like community that still continues to grow. People like Yvette, Distance to Shine, who is, doing her damnedest to keep everybody together and connected and all that. That is such a cool thing that you have created. What do you feel like do you have like a goal, like, here? Like, what's like an ultimate, like, okay, if I reach this point, I win. I got what I wanted out of this.
Man.
I'm coming with the questions, baby.
Let's go. Man, to be completely honest, the reason I keep saying, and I don't mean to say accident as if like I'm super glad it happened. I'm super glad this virtual hug thing took off. I think it's naturally me. Like I said, I love people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like business.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an aspiring entrepreneur is what I would call it, because I haven't really grown the business to a point where I'm like, I could brag about it. So
Right,
I'm in the process of it. But I feel like, you know, after I started in business in 2010. And so throughout these years, I feel like I'm at a place right now where I'm confident that I know where I'm going.
Right.
And so, you know, you asked the ultimate goal for me is like, I give so much credit to, you know, one of my mentors from a distance, Gary Vaynerchuk. And, you know, I've been thinking about this lately a lot, right? So a broad goal of mine is to be best friends with the world, to turn handshakes into hugs, right?
Yes.
And so I think it's going to be an ongoing process to reach that goal. But ultimately, I think it'll be really, really like amazing if I could sit at the table or be invited to the party once Gary purchases the New York Jets, if that makes sense. And so I think that gives me a big enough goal to like hustle and grow. Like right now, my current project is to grow Innovative Looks, which is my mom's salon in Houston, Texas.
Right.
And I want that to be like my first brand that I officially took from zero to wherever it needs to go.
Yeah.
And then from there, you know, while I'm building this audience, continue to grow brands so that I can meet and build relationships to get to that point where I'm like, yo, what's up, Gary Vee? Like, you know, I hustled my way into your circle. Like, let's be friends. And that's really my ultimate goal at the end of the day.
That's awesome, man. And that's legit black excellence. To see another black man talking about ways to become an entrepreneur and to lift himself up and others like that, like that's always been something that I feel like doesn't get enough play. That doesn't people like, because there's tons of black entrepreneurs out there, you know, potential entrepreneurs that, you know, don't get the attention I think that is deserved for the hustle that a lot of us do on a daily basis. Which actually kind of leads me into the next topic that I want to talk about, and that is the whole notion of Black Lives Matter, which I'm rocking today.
Nice, you know? That's your merch, right? Is that your merch?
Actually, no. This one I got from another store, but this one right here, I had to get. I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm getting that. But Black Lives Matter. Obviously, this is for people for Black people. This isn't new, you know, but it has been the hot topic as of late. Yeah. Understandably so.
Right.
How has the more recent momentum of Black Lives Matter affected you and your goals and your mindset on the whole topic?
You know, first of all, and it's funny because I got goosebumps when you asked that question, because I'm like, I really want to be candid with my answer here.
Please do. Yeah.
I'm a man of love. I think I answered somebody yesterday. They're asking if I was like Muslim or something because of my beard. I don't know. I'm not judging any religion here, but I said religion is my love. I mean, love is my religion, right? I was like, and so being a Black man in this country and seeing, you know, our fellow Black sisters and brothers going through what they've gone through, you know, the last for years, you know, in this country, obviously saddens me. And it really, what I want to say is like, it actually fuels my fire, bro. And I'm pretty sure you feel this way too. Like, if you know, I heard this somewhere out there in the world where it's like, if someone looks like you that has made it to wherever they've made it to, then you can do it too. So I'm like, you know what? I want to take, you know, Joe Atang and try to get to wherever I need to go to. That way I can look at everybody that looks like me and say, like, come on, like you can make it. Like, let's do it. And so it fires me up as a Black man to be like, I want to be inspiration for my fellow, you know, brothers and sisters out there. And it's making me real hungry around these times, even if for the simple fact that the internet's out. And like you and I are doing this right now, that's going to go touch, you know, hundreds, thousands of people, and they're hearing this message. And that's what fuels my fire, bro, is because you and I get to lead by our examples and the brightest way. And you're all about positivity and all about love, and I am too. And we need more of that shit out in the world. So.
Absolutely. No, I agree. And it's funny that you bring up the fact of seeing people, you know, like you that are doing their thing, or at least trying and giving it their best. Because I know when I was growing up, like growing up in the inner city in Trenton, you know, living near Philly and New York City, all of and Newark and Camden, living in and around these cities, finding strong Black, successful people, Black people, was hard because the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is now, and the only way that you would go see it is if you literally saw it, with your own eyes.
Right.
And with the technology that we have now, I know that I am able, and you are able, to display what can happen for people. The young brothers and sisters that I see that want to do big things, the ones that are in high school right now, in college, that want to do big things and have a voice. You're right. I want to lead by example, right? I'm not saying that I have everything figured out.
Right. That's not what it's about either.
Right, exactly. But I want them to see me trying. I want them to see me being the positivity that I seek. Because that's my mission statement, is be the positivity that you seek. Because it's not just going to fall in your lap. Yeah. I think a lot of people, and I might have said that to you before when previously talking, you got to be the positivity that you seek, because people expect it to just show up and be like, oh yeah, I'm happy now. No, that's not how it works. If you want to do something big, go for it. Go bet big, win big. You're not going to be successful every time. Lord knows I've gone through so much failure, but my main motto is, you're not judged by what you achieve, you're judged by what you overcome. And that is something that I live by. I take the things that I have gone through and I want to learn and grow. And if I can pass that on to the people that are growing up, that are in high school and college right now, then I win. That's all I can.
Absolutely.
It only takes one person. If I can affect one person, this is all worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to mention one thing. And I think it's cool since we're on the topic, but going back to my parents not being from America, and being from Africa, which is a completely different paradigm shift from a culture standpoint, right? I almost was embarrassed to say it, but I'm not embarrassed. I'm not well versed or educated on Black culture in America like I want to be, and so this is also giving me time to step back and do my research and educate myself, because I think it's appropriate and very, very needed in this world to fight for justice and equality.
Yes.
At the same time, watching through the lenses of just how I grew up, watching my parents, they had stories about facing racism, in Houston, Texas, as they were trying to build their careers and build their lives, but watching them kind of navigate their lives to be able to overcome those adversities and those obstacles and still become entrepreneurs and still raise a family and still kind of live their dreams, right? Gave me, which is why it put me on this mission that, while we are fighting for, justice and equality, there's still other things that we can be doing. And a lot of the change is going to start from home, and a lot of change is going to start from us, which is why I appreciate your motto, right? Be the positivity you want to seek.
Yes.
And so I'm just here to say that, we don't have, there's things that could, limit us or, hurdles that we may have to jump, but that should never stop us from moving forward. And so,
absolutely. Yeah. What would you say to our white allies that are looking for ways to help, that that want to speak up and aren't afraid to say Black Lives Matter? What would you say to them in regards to what they should do to continue to be the allies that we need at a time like this? And always remember, no pressure. There's thousands of people watching. Ready, set, go.
Well, in that case, I'll grab the mic. Man, Kai, I don't know how to answer that directly, other than just do the right thing. The right thing is always the right thing, and be loving and if you're not educated, get educated. This is a perfect opportunity to actually, you know what? I have a TikTok that's in the works right now, in my drafts, that literally has tape around my mouth. And on the tape says, listen. Like right now, it's time to listen, you know, and understand and try to find out what is actually happening, you know.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily about saying anything. It's just about really just trying to understand and welcome everybody as a human being and as a fellow brother and sister. Because, you know, growing up for me, I was raised by you know, white people, Mexican people, Indian, you know, different cultures. And for me, I never viewed the world as like through the lens of color. I viewed it from there's love or hate, there's good or bad. And so I think my advice would be, you know, number one, just to be open to learning more about what's going on, and number two, just be more loving, just spread more love. Yeah,
absolutely. Do you have a lot of videos in your drafts right now? Because I do. I have tons. I have tons of my TikTok drafts. There's some that I filmed like 2 weeks ago that are just sitting there. I'm like, I'm not putting this up.
Right. Yeah, I probably have like 14 or 15 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, some of them are just like, you know, 1 or 2 takes that I messed up on, or something went wrong, and I just left it in there. And then some of them are content that I'm just waiting to put out at the right time.
You know, I'm proud of the fact that I am the one black guy on TikTok that has yet to take off his shirt. Even you took off your shirt, Joe Atang. Even you took off your shirt. Don't think I didn't see that. Don't think I didn't see it. I have yet to take off my shirt.
Yo, let me say this though. It kind of counts as a shirt, like when your chest is like half out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. That was just
looking all sexy in the camera. Your shirt.
You see, what had happened was my button came loose by accident, and like the shirt just fell open. So like I couldn't fix it in time because I had to film it real quick. So you know, it just happened to fall open. You know.
So when is that day happening? When is that day happening? Yeah.
You know what? I'm afraid to do it because I know I'll get called out. Because I'm always talking about how I'm the one black guy on TikTok that has yet to take off his shirt. And the minute that I do, it's done. It's over. Like I have nothing to fall back on. Just a smile. That's it. That's all I got.
That's classic.
Oh my God. No, I appreciate you sitting down with me, man. And listen, if the people that are watching right now, if they want more Joe Atang, where can they go? What can they do to get more Joe Atang?
It's simple, man. Like just Joe Atang. I'm pretty much everywhere. I don't think there's a platform that I'm not on right now. Now I'm most active on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Most active on TikTok right now, but from a one-on-one direct messaging standpoint, it's Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you want to, you know, talk with Joe, if you go onto his lives, because I know you go live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can text him and call him. He does have a number that you can call into. And then, you know, you can sit and talk, tell him your story. He'll chat with you. If there's something bothering you, maybe it's something you celebrate. It could be anything you want. You can sit and talk with this man and get words of encouragement, not only from him, but from the people that are listening in as well. Joe, I love you, man. You're a good dude. I can't wait for.
I love you back, bro.
I can't wait for this quarantine to be lifted because I'm coming out. I'm coming out there. And it's gonna be we're gonna break the internet, my friend.
If I don't make it out to you first, because that's
come on out. Listen, I'm 5 minutes I'm 5 minutes from Philly. I can see the Philly skyline from my house.
Let's go.
Come to Philly. Let's go.
Word. Well, this was long overdue, man, and I feel honored that you brought me on the show.
Man. Come on, no, this was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I just want to acknowledge you, man. Yeah. Like you really are one of those people who, you know, Yvette introduced me to you, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll check this guy out. Yeah. I looked at your content, but we really didn't have a conversation yet, you know. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with you that I was like, damn, like he's a real one. Like he's out here like hustling, because you're working on top of just making, you know, your content and doing your thing. And
9 to 5.
I know we're kind of growing together right now on TikTok,
absolutely.
But. I know you're trying to wrap your show up. I was just curious, fine. The momentum of your growth on TikTok. I know people don't realize, like, it's to find guests in your show. That's a grind. right? And then to respond and engage with the people who you're trying to build a relationship, that's a grind. On top of that, working on your career, that's a grind. So just, I guess I'm sharing all that to say, respect, bro. Like, I know you're out there hustling and grinding.
You and I are growing together on that platform, man, for real. And I will always support you and your growth. Likewise. And because I know you're doing the same for me, man. And the only thing better than one successful black man is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will forever, continue to support you. Don't you be coming into my lives messing things up, because once you get there, everybody's like, oh my God, it's Joe Atang. Joe Atang is here. Oh, meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to be sexy and stuff. I'm like, meanwhile, people aren't even paying attention to me no more. They're like, oh, Joe Atang's here. They're putting up their Atang Gang emoticons and all that stuff.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I don't have my own emoji. It's ridiculous. I can't. Atang Gang, if you're listening, I'm mad. I want my own emoji. Dang it.
By the way, whoever's out there, do you guys have does your following, or your audience, your group, or your gang, do you guys have a name?
Vibers, yeah.
Say it again.
Vibers.
Vibers.
Yeah, yes. VIBERZRS. Yeah, Vibers.
Yes.
Yep.
Vibers, cool.
Though a lot of them consist of Atang Gang members.
Hey, Vibers and Atang Gang are all in the same gang.
That's true. That's very true.
Love. It's all love. It's all love.
I love it, man. No, cool. Thank you again, man, for sitting with me. I really do appreciate it, man.
Much love, bro.
You're the man. Everybody else, if you enjoyed watching this today, once again, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Vibe with Kai. You can follow me on Snapchat and on TikTok at Kyrus Keenan. You can follow Joe Atang. Just Google it. He's going to pop up everywhere. You can't miss this dude. He is all over the place, and he is doing big things. Everybody, thank you again for watching, and good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. We did it, man. See, that was easy.